Hi guys, welcome back for our podcast. This is episode 2. We kind of took a week and a half off because I had finals and projects and papers due, so it was busy. So we took about a week and a half off, but we're back. We're going to try and get one up on Saturdays every week. So today's Monday, so we'll get one up today. We'll have this video up tonight, and then we'll have another one up on Saturday. We're going to make this a regular thing. I didn't think it through when we started doing the first video. I didn't realize the finals were so close, so we're back.
Okay, so I think where we left off last time was Clomid. I was on Clomid. That went pretty good. I did have a few side effects. The headaches weren't just the first day, and then hot flashes were the big one.
Yeah, she was hot and cold and hot and cold.
I usually have hot flashes, but it was bad. It was not very fun. And so that was good. And
that was not good. She was like a bird at night trying to the blanket off, trying to decide what temperature she was going to be. But
yeah,
I think it's kind of over.
It was okay though. Yeah, it was okay. They said the symptoms lasted until you ovulated, or could last until you ovulate. So we've decided to not drink soda anymore.
Yeah, that wasn't an adjustment for her. She hadn't had soda really, and like. Besides like going out to restaurants, like a Coke here and there, she hadn't hardly had any, but I had tons and tons of Mountain Dew and Coke, Mexican Coke, with real sugar, and that was an adjustment. I was just like, I'm just going to stop one day, and I stopped, and like 2 days later, I was having terrible migraines, and I couldn't figure it out why, and it was because I wasn't having soda anymore, so it turns out that was a good thing. Besides the whole for infertility stuff, it's going to be a good thing as far as my health, because I feel a little bit better and have more energy and not as many headaches. So.
Oh, he did have like a withdrawal.
Yeah, my headaches were so bad. For a couple of days I was just constant migraines, but now I'm good, and I have acid reflux too, so the no soda intake has helped that. I'm not, at nights I'm not like overflowing with acid, and like I start to lay down and it comes up, and I start to lay down this way and it comes up, and it makes it hard to sleep, so
yeah,
it's been good too health-wise.
Okay, and so I did ovulate. I think it's Tuesday, and it was Monday. It was last Tuesday, so it's almost been a week, and I'll be 7 DPO. But I don't think I'm gonna start testing.
What's 7 DPO?
DPO means days post ovulation, and so Tuesday I'll be 7 DPO. And I'm not gonna start testing until closer to when I'm going to be getting my period, because I just don't think it's worth the money spending it.
Yeah, on pregnancy tests. Although we do the dollar store pregnancy tests, and then if we ever were to get it positive, then we'll go and after 5 or 10 of those, we'll go and get like a nice clear blue or a name brand one from the store and try that.
Yeah, it's just that we use them so much right now that it wouldn't be worth it going to get like the nice expensive ones.
We did that at the beginning of our marriage, and we spent so much money on pregnancy tests. It was ridiculous. And we did research on it and kind of just figured out the dollar store ones. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just a test, just a strip testing the. What is it? The HGH, the human growth hormone? Or no, that's baseball size. That's steroids. HCG, that's the baby making hormone, and so
and
it doesn't matter what brand.
I also get my ovulation tests from there, but right now I bought some offline that were super cheap for a bunch, and so I still have those that I'm using.
Yeah, those have been great because they've been super expensive.
Yeah, and so I did ovulate, and I went to get my blood drawn last Friday, so a few days ago, and they said that I would get the results within the next day online.
It was for her progesterone, it was not for pregnancy.
Yeah.
It was progesterone levels to make sure that she ovulated, and had a healthy ovulation window during her cycle, so that's what that was for.
Yeah, and so they told us that we could look at the results online, but if we wanted more in-depth details, to call or wait for the doctor to call me today. And so we looked online, and it was 7.7.
And so we kind of figured, because it showed on their key, kind of said that 7.7 was in the ovulation window.
Yeah. So I did ovulate. They called me today and told me I did.
Kind of confirmed this.
Yeah, and I knew I did too. So that was like really good because
She was so excited. She took pictures of all these ovulation tests, like showing in a row how they got darker and darker and darker. And she sent it to me to work and said, "Yay!" I'm like, "Oh."
Well, yeah, because this month wouldn't have been the month that I ovulated because it's every other month.
Oh yeah, that was the big thing. Yeah, because her ovulation was every other month, and so this was like a big deal because she ovulated last month, so this would have been the off month. So
that means if I don't get pregnant, I'll have a period, which really sucks. But oh well. So yeah, do we think we'll get pregnant this month?
I don't know.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, but
I hope it because I want it, but I don't know.
I don't want to get my hopes up because it's been
we've
so
done
many
that
negatives.
So many months. Oh my gosh. And so many negatives leading up, and months where we didn't know if there was like an evaporation line or faint line. We've had times where she had evaporation lines, and for those of you who don't know, that's when the moisture in the pregnancy tests, it evaporates and it kind of creates a very faint line, and so
it has no color though. So.
Everybody goes crazy. Oh my gosh, it's. And so we went in and we've gone and got her blood drawn before and had her tested, and that's hard. I mean, you're waiting for phone calls, and it's just stupid and it's hard to deal with, and it's one of those things that you kind of wish was a little easier, but that's why I don't know. This month though, we'll see. I'm not sure. I want it really bad, but I kind of feel like reading like up on Clomid that it says like when we get pregnant, the first 2 to 3 months or something like that, 2 to 3 cycles of being on Clomid. So I don't know if I'm really treating this first month as like the first full test run. I think I'm like, it said like 3 months online. So if we like do 3 cycles of this, and it doesn't, because after 3 cycles it says it can hurt it, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat after 6 because the side effects get really, really bad and it lowers your chance of pregnancy.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go until like after 3, but I know she's a little bit more.
Well, the doctor said after taking it 2 months in a row, to go back in and talk to him. And so I'm going to go back in to talk to him, and then we'll probably talk about doing the semen analysis and then go on from there. Yeah, that would be fun. So, during ovulation, or when the tests were getting darker, the doctor would give you a note of the Clomid instructions. And so, out of, I think it was days 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 is when we would baby dance. And so...
Sorry for family watching this. Awkward.
No, not awkward. So those days we would baby dance, and after that they said any other time, just do it on whenever. It didn't really matter what days you did it after those days, but those were the certain days that you were supposed to. So I'm kind of hoping we do get pregnant. I want to say that...
Yeah, because we have a check mark next to all those days, so I think that...
Yeah. And so I don't know.
We both really hope, but it's kind of been like, we haven't had this big infertility thing. It's been 2 years, but there's people out there that 5, 10 years or never had children. And so I don't want to sound like, I don't know, like childish, like, oh my gosh, there's been so many negatives. But I mean, you think about it, 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, that's a lot of negative pregnancy tests, even if it's not as many as 5 or 10.
Seriously,
So it's just been so many negatives that it's just like, I've got to the point where it would be like, the best present I've ever had in my life. Seriously. The best present I've ever had in my life, because I'm not expecting it. I'm not thinking it's going to come. I've just gotten to the point where I'm just like, oh, it's just not going to happen. So
yeah, the first few months that we were trying, we were like, oh my gosh, because a lot of people get pregnant within 6 months of trying. And so we were like, oh my gosh, we're going to get pregnant. And ever since I was little, I had a fear of not being able to get pregnant, and I guess it was for a reason.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know, we weren't as well planned and organized the first 10 months probably that we were trying for a baby. So it's not like I really have my heart set like, oh my gosh, maybe we won't have a baby. Because I feel like it's been maybe a year and a half of really trying hard, scheduling everything, doing everything that way. So I'm not dreading it, but I have gotten to the point where I'm like, I just kind of assume that it's going to be a negative. So if it does happen this month, it would be like the best thing ever. But oh man, we'll see.
I still want to get my hopes up.
I don't want to get my hopes up either.
No. It's not worth the tears.
It's not worth it, man.
Yeah, it's really upsetting when you don't get that positive, but I'm hoping it does happen one day and we don't have to not be able to ever have children.
And that makes it the sweeter thing when if it does, we get to do it positive, because it's going to be different than somebody's trying and they get pregnant their first month. You know, when you have this window of not being able to get pregnant every month after month after month, it just makes it so. I think when we do get pregnant, if we get pregnant, I hope when we do though, it's going to be like probably one of the best days of our lives. Yeah, like up there with our wedding day, and when we have children and they're born on those days as well. It's going to be up there with those. I mean, it's going to be awesome, just incredible.
Yeah. Well, so we'll see. I think, no, we're going to make a video on Saturday, right?
Yeah, we're going to make a video.
The next week after that is when you guys will know if we're pregnant or not. Right? Yes.
Yeah, because it would be another Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. That's something like I thought I kind of wrestled with the last few days, because I'm one of those guys, like, coming out of high school, I've always wanted to be a dad. Let me start it out that way. I've always wanted to be a dad since, forever. Because my dad's a stud and I loved it, and I loved being a son and having a father that was great, having those memories, and I always wanted to be a dad. So, like, growing up, my natural instincts were, when we get pregnant with my wife and we're having a baby, I was always the guy that I want to wait as long as possible. I don't want to tell anybody that we're having a baby. And so thinking about this, obviously, if we're doing a podcast that we're putting up every week, people are going to see it when we have it. Everybody's going to see it. It's not just going to be family. And I've kind of come to notice, like, seeing people, I think I would rather tell people really early on, because if stuff goes wrong, because a lot of women's first pregnancies are miscarriages, if stuff goes wrong, then you have that support system. Whereas if it's just us and we just know, and we were to have miscarriage, it would kind of just be us on our own.
And I just want the support. I really do.
Yeah, and that's something I think we would need if that were to happen, because you try for so long. I mean, it is a good thing because now you know you can get pregnant, but at the same time you're like, oh, we had it, and now it's going to slip through our fingers for a little while. So I think we'll tell everybody, obviously, because we're doing these videos, these podcasts, that everybody is going to know. I mean, I don't know how much I'm going to like make it big. I don't know when we find out how big. Like, we want to put in the title. Do we want to say we're pregnant in the title, or do we just want to put episode 3 or 4 or whatever it happens? I don't know. I thought about that.
If it happens.
If it happens, but if it happens, do we want to put it in the title? I don't know, because I don't want to know how. I want everybody to know, but I don't know.
Maybe we'll wait and we'll just
play you guys for fools and give you little white lies every week
until we find an idea of how to announce it. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. I do want to do an announcement video, even if we do a podcast. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't tell you guys, and then we put up a video the next day or something announcing it.
It's fun talking about this kind of stuff, but it kind of makes me sad because I feel like we're never going to get pregnant. That's just...
Yeah, like I said before, it's been so long of trying, you kind of just have that settled feeling, like the norm almost is negatives, you know?
Yeah.
You got the normal every month is negative. It's hard. It's so hard.
There was days where I would use 5 pregnancy tests.
Oh man, not even, that's not an exaggeration at all. I remember those days. It just gets so discouraging. Like, you're just like,
and they
this
say
is never going to happen. And at the same time, we're young, and I mean, I'm 22, she's 20, and so... I mean, obviously, my philosophy is the longer you go without kids, the more prepared you are for kids, but you never are prepared. And so, I mean, every day we go and we don't get pregnant, I mean, it gives us, the silver lining is we have more that one day or that however many days it is to prepare for that child, you know?
Yeah.
You go 2 years 3 years without having a baby, you have 2 or 3 years where you got to prepare in every way, physically, mentally, financially, all those aspects you have to have covered.
And like I've said before, I like our time together and the time we've had alone together without kids, but I feel like it's time, and I want it to...
Oh yeah, we've really enjoyed that. Like, when we got married, people tell us that phrase, enjoy the time that you guys have together before kids. Enjoy it. Like, go on dates, have fun, and it's true. Like, we had the honeymoon phase, and we were like, what does that even mean? Because we were always just spending time having fun together, and then life kind of settles, and the dust settles, and you see what it means. You know, you really spend time with your spouse. You get home from work. You get home from school. You have a hard day, like having 3 or 4 kids over, like Pam does. She babysits from home, and you realize that, you know, I got an awesome wife, and I lucked out. I can sit down, and she asked me if I want to play Call of Duty on the Xbox or watch The Unit, which is like this show about Black Ops Army soldiers. Like, she's pretty much the coolest wife ever. And I realized that, you know, this has been great. And at the same time, though, I do feel like it's time.
Yeah.
Because I think when you get married, you got to have some time to figure out what your family unit is, like what's your family unit's personality. And I think we've got that figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like we have almost an essence about our families. It's like if it was one person, you know? Like, we've been together for enough time that we know who we are as a couple and as what our marriage is and what our family we want to have is. And I think
We've
we're
gotten
ready.
much, much closer too since we got married, which I didn't think was possible.
I
It's
know.
just
We got married really fast. We started dating in October of 2014. I proposed to her in January of 2015, early January, so it was like January 10th. And then we got married in July 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I didn't mean to hesitate on this. July 5th. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But we got married really quick. We were together less than a year before we were married. From the time we started dating to I mean, we've only spent one day together since we met.
Day apart.
One day apart. I'm sorry. That's not good. We spent one day apart since we've been together, and that wasn't like the first week. Like, we went out
Yeah.
a couple nights in a row. We took one day off, and then we've gone out. We've been together every day since. So
We've literally seen each other every single day except that one time.
that one time, man.
Since we've
I wish
been-
we would have, because then I could tell everybody I've seen her every day since we've married. Since we've met.
It's crazy.
But we've come so close. We've gotten so close to one another, and I think it's time. You know, there's naysayers and people that think people aren't ready, that we're not ready, or people our age aren't ready, and you're never going to be ready for kids. My dad told me that at one point, because he was 25 when they had me, and we live in Utah, and everybody's Mormon, and so everybody gets married young, and everybody has families young, and he told me that. He's like, I wasn't ready at 25, which here is really old. Seriously, it's a stereotype, but it's kind of true. So, I don't know. I think wise saying that my sister told me is guys tend to never be ready, and women tend to be ready very early on. I know that 100% because Pam is ready. She's a mom. She already has it down. I mean, she babysits, but I'm never ready. I'm scared. I'm excited as I've ever been about anything. Besides, the only thing that's comparable is marrying her. That's the only thing that is comparable, and I'm terrified, like, beyond words. More than anything I've ever. It's scary because this little spirit, you're responsible for it, and so.
It's amazing too, though.
But
'cause
she's ready. She's ready.
You create this like person. It's gonna be so weird that like when you hold that baby, you're like, I created this little thing inside of me.
Seriously.
It's so crazy.
And my family is a family of gingers, and her family's Mexican, so maybe we'll get a little redheaded Mexican baby. You never
Yes,
know.
we'll see.
Maybe blue eyes. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's it though for this
Yeah,
week. I don't
that's-
think we have anything else. I'm the talker, just so everybody knows. I'll talk until I pass out, and she just kind of looks pretty and beautiful.
That's
and,
good because I'm not an outgoing person when I'm like talking to people.
Yeah.
So he's always talking, and I'll be like, yep, and I'll chime in sometimes, and it works out really good actually.
I've kind of noticed this thing lately. I'll be like, we'll be at my parents' house or my grandparents' house. I'll be chatting, and then I'll stop and take a breath and say, oh, babe, let's go. And she looks at me and starts laughing because that's what happens. I just talk. And that's my personality. I got it from my grandpa. He talks and talks and talks, and I talk and talk and talk. So I have to watch myself so I don't bulldoze her all the time. I just talk and realize that she hasn't said anything in 5 minutes. So
Alright, I think that's all then.
yeah.
And we will see you on Saturday, I hope.
Yeah, Saturday night probably. We got
Yeah.
stuff in the morning. Got her brother's soccer game, but
I
think
guess
we're gonna go
Saturdays
shop.
weren't a good day to do it because Saturday is the weekend.
Hypothetically, it's good because we don't have any work, or kids, or anything, and I don't have school now, so
Yeah.
I think we can make it work. And we get up really early for soccer games, so it's a very productive day. So I think we can make it work. I think we just forget.
Yeah.
I think it's like our day of freedom, and so like we get at the end of the day, it's like 10, we're like, oh crap, we didn't shoot our video today, even though it's like 9:45 right now. But thanks guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please view, please share, please tell your friends, like it, comment, do everything, kind of help us, follow us on this journey. I mean, this is
I'd like to help a lot of people out that are struggling with this too because
seriously.
you can get all the support that you can get because it really does help.
It's painful, and it's good to have people standing there behind you. So
Yeah.
that's the whole reason we're doing this, just to share our story and to help others, and to share our pains and triumphs as we get over those things.
And also just to have it for us
Yeah,
too, so if we ever do have kids we can show
we
them.
can show them, hey, look at these two this loser and this really beautiful girl that you were made from. So, all right, thank you guys. We'll see you next week. We love you guys. I hope you have a good week.
Yes,
Bye.
Bye.